We are now into our 4th week of the WPBL. Only 2 weeks of regular gameplay left. This past week, we've had some risers, we've had some fallers. Let's dig in. What is up, everybody? My name is Jeff, and if you haven't done so yet, welcome to the channel. For starters, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like button, and as well as notification button, as we are doing a weekly recap of the WPBL through the whole entire season and as well as the playoffs. Well, before we get into the standings, let's talk about the games that we had in action. Before we do that, we actually had our very first trade of the WPBL. And the trade that went down was between the Los Angeles Queens and the New York Heights. Queens have acquired outfielder Diana Abe. The New York Heights acquired Suzu Narizaki and as well as Emi Seiki. Sorry about the names. We are working on the pronunciations, so apologies in advance, but we're getting there. Yeah, we had our very first trade. This is awesome. This was a manager-to-manager trade for needs and wants for both teams, and it worked out. Personally, I think it's awesome that the fact that every single new thing that we are watching is going down in history, such as the very first home run, the very first grand slam, and now we had our very first trade. Anyway, let's get into our games. Our first game of the week on Wednesday was the New York Heights versus San Francisco Firebells. New York needed a push this week in order to get themselves advanced into the standings, and they have. We'll go over that here in a little bit. But this game, the New York Heights win 11-8. Danae Benitez hits out another home run, her 8th on the season. Well, it was great to see New York to grab the win in this one. Their starting pitching was a little rough in this one, as Kara Izumi, she only lasted 1.1 innings, allowing just 5 hits. However, she gave up 8 runs and 7 of them being earned. And on Thursday, we had the New York Heights versus the Boston Hunters. This is going to be their very last East Coast one-on-one against each other for the remainder of the season. New York Heights ended up taking this one 9-4. Starting pitchers in this one had great performances. Claire Eccles went 3 innings, only giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 of them being earned, striking out 2. And Boston's Allie Stroder went 4 strong innings, allowing 4 hits. She did give up 4 runs, 1 of them only being earned with 2 Ks. But it was all about the New York offense as that propelled them for the win. And on Friday, we had the West Coast teams battling it out as Los Angeles trying to regain first place, San Francisco trying to keep first place. San Francisco, unfortunately, did not win this one. The Queens took it up 8-6, and the home run balls were flying out of the park. Alexia Jorge, she hit out her 2nd home run of the season. And for LA, Ashton Lansdell, we were waiting for this girl to come unglued, and she did this past week, hitting out 3 home runs, 1 of them being on this game, her very first of the season. She actually had 1 hit, 2 runs, and 1 RBI during this game. Starters went deep this game. Kelsey Whitmore went 5 strong innings, allowing 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them being earned with 3 Ks. And we come into Saturday. Saturday is a doubleheader. We get a game mid-afternoon and then as well in the evening. For the first game, we had the Fireballs going against Boston Hunters. Boston Hunters were itching for a win. However, luck just was not on their side this game as they lost 12-5. Kelsey Whitmore, as we talked about, hit her 2nd home run of the week, 8th being on the season. So she's tied in the league with Danae Benitez with 8 on the season. Gutierrez hit out her 1st home run of the season. Pitching for San Francisco, Nikki Eckhart, but she went 3.2 innings this game, allowing just 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 of them being earned, and striking out 3. For a Saturday night matinee, we had the New York Heights going against the Queens. Queens definitely wanted to win. New York Heights, as they're rising up, they wanted to win as well. And guess what? New York took this game over the powerhouse Queens. 8-7. This was a wild game. In fact, I believe that this is the first game that went into extra innings this season for the WPBL. To be honest, if it wasn't for Ashton Lansdell, this would have been a hands-down win for New York. But Ashton Lansdell was on fire this game, blasting out 2 home runs, supplying 5 RBIs. So she's now got 3 home runs on the season all this week. Guess what? She did that all in just 2 hits. 2 hits! New York, Danae Benitez, yeah, she made out a homer, but she's still very productive at the plate. 3 hits, 3 runs, 1 RBI. And we had our last game, which was held Sunday night, in which we had the LA Queens going against the Boston Hunters. Boston, even though they're in last place, they have shown some promise this season. I mean, in fact, on this Sunday game, they had the win over the powerhouse of the LA Queens 7-3. So they've demonstrated that they can win these ball games, and they shouldn't be this far down in the standings. Yes, we're only talking a couple games out, but we're only talking about a six-week season. So with 2 more weeks left in the season, I'm hoping Boston finds a way to propel themselves over against the West Coast teams so they can stay relevant in the standing. Talking about the game, Jamie McKay for the Queens, she ended up going deep in this game for her 5th of the season. And for the Boston Hunters, Takira Gildenhouse, she also blasted out her 2nd home run of the season, had 2 RBIs this game. Lexi Hastings also blasted out her 1st home run of the season. And with all the great offense, we had great pitching this game, especially from Boston. Kate Blunt going 5 strong innings, giving up just 2 runs, 1 of them being earned, striking out 1, going to the fact that Boston has shown promise and that they can win any ball game that they face. They've had some hiccups this season. The firing of Keith Folk, new manager coming in, 2nd week, 3rd week into the season. There has been some instability, but it looks like they're getting their footing on the ground and hoping that this upcoming weekend we see some wins and some rises in the standings. And talking about the standings, let's go over the standings. And to add just a tiny little plug into this, you can get all of your stat information, of course, on the WPBL official website. There's also another website. You're going to see the display coming right up, Sporty Dolphin. That's right. You might want to remember that one. If you are looking for some advanced stats, furthermore than what's being held on the WPBL, you want to check out this site, as I'm using most of my stats from this website. And now let's talk about the standings as we're getting this from Sporty Dolphin. San Francisco Firebells at a 6-4 record in 1st place. And then we have the Queens and as well as the Heights tied for 2nd place with an even 5-5 record. Now, Queens, they started out extremely hot, and we thought they were going to be the team to beat. However, West Coast, San Francisco Firebells, they stepped up to the plate, and they were like, that's all us. And right now, they're in 1st place, of course, and the Queens, and as well as the Heights, they have some pretty big games coming up in the next couple of weeks in order to finalize their position in these rankings. However, New York right now is on a 3-game win streak, which helped them to be at this 5-5 record. Boston Hunters, as we just talked about, are sitting at a 4-6 record. They're only 2 games out of being relevant in the standings, so anything can happen in these next few weeks. And for the week 4 roundup, that's all we got here for you folks here today. Thanks for coming by, checking out, and hey, be on the lookout, as next week we will do a week 5 recap. This week should be very interesting on these teams. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? Well, essentially, who's going to be our risers and fallers? Let me know in the comments. This is Jeff, and we will talk to you next week.